If you died tomorrow, would your family know how to navigate your estate? Or would they be left in the dark or left confused? Well, I don't want to sound morbid today, but in our financial freedom video, we're going to give you 7 things that you must do before you die to make sure that your house is in order. So stay locked in. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, certified financial planner and president and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea Graves, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. For additional concepts on how to maximize your retirement, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos. Okay, Carson, no one wants to think about dying, but we all know that it's our final destination. But you think you live better if you prepare for dying better?
I really do. And I know it may sound a bit oxymoronic to say that, in order to live better, you must prepare to die better. But that is so true if you have people who depend on you. If you have a family or you have loved ones who are counting on you to not leave them in limbo, if you can prepare that when you're gone, that they know that they're going to be okay, it's going to diminish a lot of the stress that they may have, not knowing what may happen. So I do think that it's very key that you prepare to die in order to live better. And we're going to talk about that in today's financial freedom video, as we're going to give you 7 key things that you must do in order to make this happen. But before we do that, there are 2 rules that we give you regarding retirement income. And what are those 2 rules, Andrea?
Well, rule number 1 is to never run out of money, and rule number 2 is to never forget rule number 1.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into our lesson today to talk about how you must prepare to die better in order to live better.
Okay, Carson, so the first thing on the living to-do list was pretty easy for us to do, but should be on everyone else's list too, and that is to get a financial advisor that you can trust.
Yeah, this should be something that you must do right away. Of course, I hope it was very easy for us to have a financial advisor that we can trust, because that's one of the key elements that I think that's going to bridge the gap and help relieve the stress that many of your loved ones may have if anything were to happen to you. Because a great financial advisor is going to help you, bridge that gap that that you have. They're going to help you to understand that if something happens to you, Andrea, how the kids may go to college, or how your debts may be paid, or how you're going to continue to fulfill your retirement goals. So having a financial advisor that you can trust is going to be critical, so that your loved ones will have a peaceful state of mind, not only while you're alive, but also upon your passing as well.
Now, number 2, Carson, is to know where to locate documents. Now, that's really important.
Yeah, you have to know this. You have to make sure you don't leave your loved ones in limbo, Andrea. So if you have important documents like the deed of your home, your trust, your will, your healthcare power of attorneys, all those things, your financial statements, all of these things, your life insurance policy statements, everything that's important to you that is documented needs to be somewhere where your loved ones can find it. Now, we have made it very easy for our clients to do this because we have an electronic generational vault that's totally free, in which they can upload all of these important documents and keep them very well organized. But if you don't have that type of tool, or if your financial advisor haven't equipped you with those type of tools, you need to make sure you create some sort of filing method in which your loved ones will know where to go to find these important documents, and also have it labeled with the passwords as well.
Now, number 3 is to take inventory of your personal items. So could you explain that more?
Yeah, so your personal items, you need to mark all these things down so you know who's going to get what and where things are going to go. So write down, things like the watch, write down things like, the clock, that grandfather clock, write down things like the annuity that you own. Every important personal item that you have, you want to make sure you mark it down. Every checking account, every savings account, all of your stocks or bond certificates, your loved ones need to know where to go find these items. But you need to have them importantly marked so they can know that those items even exist, Andrea. So it's very, very important that while you're alive, that you start making inventory of all your personal items so people can know that you have them, and also where to find them as well.
Now, number 4 is something that you speak on in our workshops, and that is to check your beneficiaries.
You're right, Andrea. I talk about this all the time in my class. You need to make sure that your beneficiaries are up to date because you may have an ex-spouse that's your beneficiary, or you may have a troubled child who you want to maybe disinherit from getting resources that's still left as a beneficiary on your documents. So it is always important that you know who your beneficiaries are, that you know what the percentages of those beneficiaries are, and to always make sure that those beneficiaries are up to date.
Now, number 5 is to know what debts are outstanding.
Yeah, I know a lot of people say, well, when I'm dead, they're going to forgive all those debts. But it goes beyond that. They're not going to forgive all of your debts because you may have created some with your spouse. But with that being said, you need to take recollections of your debts just like your assets. You know, we talked about making a list of all the things that you own. You also need to make a list of all the things that you, or all the people that you owe. So your credit card debts, the mortgage, your car loans, any home equity line of credits, or any other debts that may be outstanding out there. You need to know what they are for one purpose only, that when you pass away, that you know that you have enough life insurance in place to cover said debts. You do not want to have this burden put onto your spouse if you can prevent it. So make sure you take account of those debts, Andrea, and make sure that you have the appropriate amount of insurance that's going to cover those debts.
Now, Carson, number 6 is to get an estate plan.
Yeah, we talk about this quite often on this channel. You know, this is one of the things that you must do. You need to get some sort of estate plan in place, and it can be very minimal. I mean, just get a will in place and get your health care and financial power of attorneys in place so you'll know that people can handle your affairs if you become incapacitated. Also, if you have minor children, Andrea, like we do, it is so critical that you get some sort of estate plan in place because you don't want something to happen to both you and your spouse and your kids have no directions on where or what's going to happen to them. This is a very important thing that you have to get in order to just give yourself and your spouse a peace of mind.
Now, I can personally say that this was something that was on our to-do list that I was extremely relieved to get done.
Yeah, of course it was, because, we were traveling and we've traveled before and we didn't have our estate plan done. But when you're talking about having 2 minor kids involved, it was very, very relieving to just know that if something were to have happened to us, that we had an estate plan completed and our kids would have had a place of direction of what's going to happen to them.
Now, number 7 is pretty simple. It's just basically staying up to date.
Number 7 is pretty simple, Andrea. You have to just make sure you stay up to date. And all that means is that when something changes, you have to change with it. If you get married, you need to make sure you change and update your documents according to the marriage. If you get a divorce, you need to make sure you change your documents and update it according to your divorce. If you have a child or if you have a grandchild, you need to make sure that you update your documents. And if you accumulate any new assets in your estate, you need to make sure that you update your documents to notate those assets. You need to make sure that you stay on top of all of those things because when you pass away, it's going to allow your estate to be up to date and allow you to have counted for everything that you need to so that you don't leave your family in distress and perhaps leading them into a conflict that could have been avoided.
So, Carson, what is the moral of this video?
Well, the moral of this story is pretty simple. You need to make sure you do these 7 things while you're alive because it's going to be pretty difficult to do them when you're not alive.
Well, Carson, this is extremely helpful, so thank you for your insight on this topic, and thank you for watching. And if you felt this information was beneficial, please like this video and share with others.
Please note that these videos are created for educational purposes only and that you should always seek out your own financial advisor, your own tax advisor, and your own attorney regarding your personal situation. Also, if you are looking for an independent fiduciary advisor to help you with these types of complex financial matters, we highly recommend that you utilize the links in our description below and go ahead and schedule a 1-hour free consultation with us today.
After this video, please check out our other videos that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers.